I want to bring in CBS News political director Fin Gómez for some analysis on this Super Tuesday. Fin, this isn't a typical Super Tuesday where there is actually real competition. It's going to be kind of a walkover tonight for former President Trump and President Biden. What does that tell us about where the general election campaign sits?
I spoke to folks from both of those camps, senior advisors to both President Biden and also to former President Trump. And they tell me that this is the unofficial start of the general election. Like tonight will be the night where we pivot and we get into the general election mode. Typically, as you said, traditionally, it's.
You can stand up.
Oop. Well, we're going to do that. Interesting. One of the things we like to do here is kind of have an informal approach. So we're going to adjust your seat right as we're talking on camera.
Yeah.
Keep going on, please.
So just we are looking at the general election. They're looking at the general election. They see this night as the big pivot point to the general election.
And Kevin Munoz for the Biden campaign was just on here and said, we have more resources than the Trump campaign, and we're going to use them, and that's why they're at a structural disadvantage. What's the Trump campaign have to say about that?
They are going to be aggressive, they say.
Aggressive what? Raising money?
Raising money. They know that they're at a disadvantage as it stands right now. They believe they can make up ground as they pivot into the general election. And they believe, even though the Biden and the DNC have a bigger war chest, that they have time. They have 8 months, and now that they believe that everyone's focused on Trump, now they can raise money.
And looking at the polling data, they would also, I think, argue, well, whatever the structural money advantage the White House and the Biden campaign might have, we have two big issues working in our favor: immigration and inflation.
Yeah, and I think those are two of the big issues, and we're seeing it in the exit polls. It's not just Texas and California. Yes, those states are part of those 16 that are voting today, but it's throughout all the landscape. I mean, you're looking at these exit polls in North Carolina and in Virginia, arguably two battleground states, and those are the leading issues. So they feel they are, and as we've seen in our own polling, the Trump people feel that they have they're in a better place when it comes to that issue as they pivot to the general election, but the Biden folks also believe strongly that they can make up ground on that in that area.
And when you talk to the Biden campaign, there's this assumption that the president is going to be nearer to the White House, nearer to the Rose Garden than out on the hustings aggressively campaigning. What is their analysis of how much the country's going to see the president battling for re-election outside of the White House?
Look, I think that there is going to be an increase. We've seen that already. There's going to be more political trips. There's also going to be, frankly, more surrogates. We've seen the first lady out there. We've seen the vice president out there. We're going to see a lot more of that. We're going to see like her, on key issues, like we saw, like on Gaza. She's been very outspoken.
The vice president, yes.
Vice president, and she's been very outspoken on abortion access, abortion rights, on the IVF debate, and those are areas that they feel they can win. They can mobilize their coalition, if you will. And we know what they need, Major. They need young voters. They need women voters. They need suburban voters and college-age voters to really reassemble and hold on to that coalition that was so successful for them in 2020.
Speaking about abortion, the former president kind of dips his toe into that water and then takes it back out. He seems to be very cautious about being pinned down about what he's actually in favor of, although it has been reported, and he has sort of leaned into the idea that he's in favor of a 16-week federal abortion ban, which the Biden-Harris campaign says, okay, we're going to drive that and drive that hard. Yes, and
it is an issue. I think that there's this cloud of confusion exactly coming from the Trump camp and where he's going to land
and how the Democrats want to try to pin them down.
Oh, absolutely. That's something that they feel that they can flip it. It's political jiu-jitsu. They feel that they can gain on that, and they believe again they have the upper hand. They do have to make up some ground though. They do believe that with the Latino vote, which is so crucial in Nevada and Arizona. Arizona's big in the news today, but where that Latino vote is something they feel could be slipping away to some degree, and they really need to solidify that support. And will they have the same amount that they had in 2020? That's a big question that will remain throughout the cycle.
For the Trump campaign, very quickly, Fin, when they look at the map of 2020, what's the state that they lost that they think they have the best chance of winning back?
Well, right now they feel very strongly about all those states. Michigan,
the
seven. If we're looking at the 7 battleground states,
right.
They do feel strongly about Michigan and Wisconsin.
Ahead of Arizona and Georgia.
No, Arizona as well, and Georgia, absolutely. Arizona.
They're going to say all seven.
Yeah, they're going to say all seven.
Okay.
But Pennsylvania looks very blue to me.
And Finn, I just want to let you know I'm very glad your chair is at the proper height. That was really cool.
I'm finally can see you eye to eye.
Exactly. Fin Gómez, thank you so much for being with us.